Coming up, MTV Movies enters the multiverse to meet Benedict and Elizabeth.
I had to finish a lemon sherbet.
Filming it certainly felt like I was in a multiverse of madness.
Julie needs to teach me just a little simple one I can do just to sort of, illustrate.
It's one you can do in the middle of the dance floor in case, just whip it out.
Oh, man, that's never going to happen.
I don't know how I managed to get all that out.
No,
you know where I am. You know how I am.
My jaw's opening wider and wider. Go. Hello and welcome to MTV Movies with me, Tyler West, and our Sorcerer Supreme, Hanna Flint.
I am your Sorcerer Supreme and you will treat me as such.
Okay, don't get gassed.
First things first. Here's what happened when Tyler caught up with Doctor Strange himself, Benedict Cumberbatch.
That's a guy.
I had to finish a lemon sherbet.
The
Which is so
greatest.
good, but I just forgot to actually eat it because it's so good. I realised I've taken on more than I should have done before an interview.
And you can't just have one either. You have to have the pack.
I'm going to have to exercise discipline there because I have to talk to a lot of people. So I would be screwed if I went through a whole pack right now.
Yeah, the Multiverse of Madness is here. So what's a bit of advice that you'd give for fans like myself going in to watch this movie?
Watch everything that Marvel has made until this point.
Yeah.
And then, give up your job and your life. Everything, just devote yourself to the cause. No, seriously, I mean, there's a lot going on here that you need a little bit of connective tissue to. It's not so much a standalone film. I think that's a hard sell. I think you have to have a vague understanding of who Wanda Maximoff is. And frankly, that is a joy. If you haven't already watched WandaVision, you can definitely catch up with the story through that. She's just incredible in it. It's a great concept and brilliantly executed. So that's cool. And then for a brief smash sort of lesson of the dangers or the perils of the multiverse, just watch a bit of Spider-Man. I think most of the world's seen that film, so yeah. I think people are ready for this now.
And also, there's more sorcery in this one than ever before. Did you have to like obviously the hand movements, the gestures? Did you have to bang out like some extra training to prepare for this? Because
I'm not sure. No, it's so last minute. This filmmaking gig, it's ridiculous. The only thing that didn't get rewritten is the title for a start. So that kind of stayed for a few years. Julian and I use J-Funk, who's this amazing tutter, which is that version of hand dancing and choreography, which is just like. It's like a kind of offshoot of break dancing, and it's very upper body and very much to do with the shapes. It's kind of all that sort of stuff. And I'm watching the nightmare. Julie needs to teach me just a little simple one I can do just to sort of illustrate.
It's one you can do in the middle of the dance floor in case just whip it out.
Oh, man, that's never going to happen.
This is a question that any Marvel fan can talk for hours on. Which superhero from the MCU superpowers would you want in real life, and how would you use them?
If I could mind control right now, the world would be a much more peaceful place. And my touch would be to just transform any toxic anger or frustration or confrontation into an amazing superpower-like ability to empathize and love.
I love that. I mean, I'll just be happy with opening up a portal to the snacks cupboard, but yeah, that answer tops it.
That'd be great. I mean, that's fair enough. That's nice. Maybe you could do that whilst solving, global conflicts. And eating lemon sherbets. And eating lemon sherbets, exactly. Well,
Okay, we've only seen 20 minutes, so there's limited things that we can tell you, so here's what we know. Doctor Strange, he's cast a forbidden spell that opens a doorway to the multiverse, which includes alternative versions of himself with snazzy haircuts. There's a threat to humanity, and it's too great for the combined forces of Strange and the Strangers, Wong and the brilliant Wanda Maximoff, as we know, Elizabeth Olsen. Yeah. Plus, we've got America Chavez turning up, joining proceedings. So yeah, it's a lot to handle, a lot of things that they have to get done. And it starts off with a big, whopping New York battle.
Yeah. Do you like it so far?
I did like it so far. I feel like it opened with a big bang.
Yeah.
And as we said from the previous special we did on Moon Knight, we are really entering horror phase of the MCU.
There's like villains and creatures that we can never have once imagined. Like imagine giant Cyclops just throwing around, massive buses and stuff.
And getting Sam Raimi back in the superhero fold. Obviously he did Spider-Man, the original franchise, but he did Evil Dead. He's done a number of horror, and he's known for his creature features, gruesome special effects. And I think in the opening few sequence we see a really, really, this gave me shivers watching it. A really tough thing to watch.
Gory.
So what do you reckon it's told us about what we've already seen and what's going to come forward? How do you think this narrative ties up with Spider-Man No Way Home? Because this takes place just afterwards, right?
I mean, we learn a lot about Strange and how he's now discovered that there is this seamless travel between the multiverse and that we never once knew before. And I think as that then develops, it's just going to get maybe a little bit confusing, but also the possibilities are endless.
I also think he's gonna kind of wrestle with, was the one way to win in Endgame the only way? I think he's gonna be thinking in his head like, oh God, could I have done something differently? And we can't forget Scarlet Witch, Wanda. I feel for her. Last time we saw her, she lost vision, she lost her kids, she totally decimated her whole village, like town, and she's kind of like, you know, enemy number one for a lot of people.
She was hated for breaking the rules.
Massively hated. Hopefully Tyler cheered her up when they caught up. Here it is.
Hi, how you doing?
How are you? Yeah, I'm good.
I'm good,
thank you.
yeah. Oh, good. We're on the same page.
We're literally on the same page. How did you find the Multiverse of Madness? Did it do just that?
I haven't seen it, but filming it certainly felt like I was in a multiverse of madness. It was kind of chaotic at times.
Where do we find Wanda at this point in her life?
Well, we find her after WandaVision has happened, and she's now accepted that her destiny is to be this mythic version of herself, the Scarlet Witch. And she, for the first time, has a lot of confidence in who she is and her abilities, and she has clarity, and she's coming from a very definitive space, and isn't really interested in apologizing for it.
Now, in WandaVision, you created a sitcom reality. If your life was a sitcom, what would it be and why?
I think there would be a lot of music in my sitcom, and it would be people who break out into song quite a bit. Not necessarily because they can sing well, but just because it is an effective way of communication for these awkward people.
Yeah.
Maybe be a version of like Parks and Rec or The Office or something, just something that would be painfully uncomfortable.
WandaVision in The Office, amazing.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the cast. Obviously, we've heard from Benedict and Elizabeth, but what are we saying about Xochitl Gomez?
Exciting, right?
Very
So
exciting.
exciting. Like, she's giving me these sort of vibes like, oh, I've got this superhero power, I'm not really sure how to use it. Might do a TikTok scroll before bed, might jump into the multiverse, not sure.
Yeah, but also, I mean, you mentioned TikTok because she's a younger version of the character that's originally in the comic books. I mean, there's been a few different retcons over the years, but I thought what was one thing they've kept in it is the fact that she's queer. There's queer representation. We saw a little
The badge,
flag.
yeah.
Little
On
flag
the
badge.
denim jacket here for the denim jacket.
More superheroes wearing jean jackets.
Normal clothes, please.
No, but what if they turned up like Britney and Justin back in the day? Do you remember like the whole that? Denim cape? I think it could work. I don't know. But also, you know, her parents, she's raised by mums, she herself is queer. I think that's really important. And the fact that she's also Latinx. First character who's a superhero has got that identity,
Marvel's
which is amazing.
really taking the right steps, isn't it?
Absolutely. I was a bit confused though, because we see her pretty much from the beginning in the movie. I always thought she could fly.
So when she's in that whole like battle sequence at the start, and we're like, all right, fly now.
Just fly.
You know, just
You
get
can
up.
fly.
You can fly, you
You
know.
can fly.
Maybe it's like this self-discovery journey. Maybe she doesn't fully know what she's capable of yet.
Maybe. I mean, we know she can do the portal things. We could also be having several versions of her.
Yeah.
Or it could be just one who's able to jump through different multiverses.
I think that's it.
So what do we think about Wong?
Mr. Wong!
Mr. Wong!
Hey! He's an absolute G. Mr. Wong's just the favourite. I feel like he just comes through and saves the day. It's that uncle you can always rely on, isn't it?
No, but he's definitely replaced Nick Fury. You know how Nick Fury was just like, I'm going to just show up here and there. Now it's like Wong. He was in Shang-Chi. He was in Spider-Man No Way Home.
He's there.
He's in there. He's having to turn up because Doctor Strange has got himself into a scheme again.
Now some more of me with a pair of superheroes living our best lives. Which superhero from the MCU superpowers would you want in real life, and how would you use them?
Oh, what do people do? Well, I mean, if I were to literally choose from anything that has nothing to do with Marvel, I would love some person out there who could figure out how to heal people.
Yeah.
And I don't know what Groot does or whatever, but I feel like he grows or something. Maybe he heals people. I'm not sure.
Who do you actually think deserves to be the Sorcerer Supreme?
Do you want the honest answer?
Yeah.
Read the comics.
Okay. Any of those hairstyles do you think Benedict should rock on a day-to-day basis?
Yes, I think he should absolutely have a ponytail.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah?
Yes,
The slow
if he
motion
just-
hair adverts, yeah?
Wouldn't that be wild for Benedict Cumberbatch to just have like a really thick, luscious ponytail?
Yeah.
I think everyone would be worried for him actually if he started doing that.
All right, now let's talk all things Easter eggs, right? What did we spot? What could they mean? What got you excited?
Oh, excellent stuff there, Tyler.
Right.
I think a lot have been talking about the Illuminati, which is this kind of overarching, superpowered group who kind of oversee everything that's going on in the world. And they include people from several of the superhero teams. So you've got Avengers representing Fantastic Four, the X-Men. And so what we saw in the trailer, we heard Professor X's voice, and Patrick Stewart has confirmed it is him.
Oof.
So there we go, big
Confirmation.
news. But there's also, what are we gonna get Reed Richards? And which version are we gonna get? Are we gonna get Johan Grufford turning up? Are we gonna get Miles Teller? Or are we gonna get John Krasinski? Because there's a lot of talk about John Krasinski and Emily Blunt playing Mr. and Mrs. Fantastic. But yeah, I think what we've seen with the What If comic animation series, there have been so many different versions, so many what ifs. What if so-and-so was this, what if so-and-so was that? We got Black Panther, who's played by Eric Killmonger, but Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan.
What if has Captain Carter, if Captain Carter got the super serum? Secured in the knowledge that Hayley Atwell's back. And then there was like another little image, and I'm sorry I'm going on here. Tyler, you know where I am. You know where I am.
My jaw's opening wider and wider. Go.
And then I also thought it was interesting. I thought when I first saw this image of like an energy enhanced person, it was Superior Iron Man.
Yeah.
And there's been talk about maybe Tom Cruise is going to play it, because in 1998 he was rumored to be playing Iron Man.
Right.
But then there are other people saying that actually it's going to be Lashana Lynch playing Maria Rambeau, but she's Captain Marvel in an alternative universe version, which kind of nods its head to the comic book, because her daughter, Monica Rambeau, she was the original Captain Marvel, but then that got retconned and then they brought in Carol Danvers to play her instead.
Are you keeping up with us?
Yeah, are you keeping up? I don't even know if I'm keeping up with myself. Like, I don't know how I managed to get all that out.
Right, that's all from us here at MTV Movies. Please share your thoughts below, click subscribe, and we'll see you back here very, very soon.
Right, do you fancy a drink?
Absolutely.